The next book of the Dasam Granth is a Zafarnama. And the Zafarnama is a letter written by Guru Gobind Singh in Persian to Aurangzeb. This was written after the battles and after the 4 sons of Guru Gobind Singh had been martyred. And basically he calls Aurangzeb to task for what he did, for the deception that he did on the Khalsa. And it's in this Bani that we have that line, when all peaceful means have been tried and failed, it's righteous and just to pick up the sword. That's where that line comes from. And it was from the Zafarnama that Aurangzeb actually called a halt to the hostilities against the Sikhs and asked for a meeting with Guru Gobind Singh. And it was by Daya Singh who actually delivered the Zafarnama to Aurangzeb. But Aurangzeb died before he was able to meet with Guru Gobind Singh. And then the last book is the Hidyatan, which is also similar to the Charitriyo. So those are all the books of the Dasam Granth. And then sometime later, about 1920, there was another book that surfaced at Patna Sahib called the Sarabloh Granth. And so there's a lot of controversy about that book. That book is kept very closely held by the Nihangs. It's not published, although recently it has been kind of bootleg published. But they've kept it very close so that it could be protected. And although many people say it was discovered by Anudasi in the 1920s, there's actually reference to it long before then, and there are some copies of the Sarabloh Granth that go back even to the 1800s. And many of us are actually very familiar with some of the Bani in the Sarabloh Granth. The Khalsa Mero Rup Hai Khas, that shabd is from Sarabloh Granth. Also in Hiki Kirpa Ke Sajay Hum Hai, that shabd is from Sarabloh Granth. So these are shabds that have been with the Panth for a long, long time. So to say that it surfaced in 1920 is not really the right thing to say. The Sarabloh Granth is 862 pages, and it is more along the lines of the Chandidivar. It's a battle shabd. It's a Bira shabd. And so it has some very beautiful shabds about the Khalsa in it. So the Khalsa Mahima in total is in the Sarabloh Granth. So those are the Banis of Guru Gobind Singh. Very, very different from the Sri Guru Granth Sahib. It creates a very different effect in the person, but full of wisdom and full of technology. It actually gives the path of how to do things and what to do. There is a very beautiful English translation of the Dasam Granth that's worth reading. You really, sometimes when you read it, especially in the battle shabds, it seems repetitive. But that repetitiveness is part of the technology of it. It's like the Jap Sahib can be repetitive, but it puts you into a state. That's what the Dasam Granth is like. By reading it, you're put into a state. So you can go through and pick out the one line here and the one line there that actually imparts the knowledge. But it's all of the technology of the mindset that it puts you in that actually allows you to understand those 1 or 2 lines that are actually the knowledge. So it's technology and knowledge rolled into one. And we as a Sangit firmly embrace the Dasam Granth and acknowledge it as the writings of the 10th Master, Guru Gobind Singh Ji. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa.
चंद्र चक्रवर्ती चंद्र चक्र भूते स्वयंभव स्वयं सर्वदा सर्वभूते दुआलं प्रणासी दयालं स्वरूपे सदा अंग संगे अभंगं विभूते